Welcome to Keeping It Real Estate. I am one of your hosts, Kevin B. McPherson.
I'm Rebecca Sowler.
And today, before we get started, we have the Spotify award up there. We had over 5,000 streams and downloads on Spotify, but our YouTube channel is just lagging behind a little bit. So, me and Rebecca came up with this idea. We're going to give away this cooler. In order to win the cooler, let me get that on the screen here for you guys. It's pretty simple. You have to subscribe to our channel, our YouTube channel. You have to like our giveaway video, and you can drop us a comment on the video, whether that is a question about real estate that you want answered, or you can just, say something nice, what you like about our podcast, or if you learned something, let us know. We'd like to know. The deadline to enter will be July 31st. The winners will be announced on August 11th, 2025. All of the steps that I mentioned must be completed to qualify. U.S. residents only one entry per person. And also, once you do all the steps, there's going to be a link to a form in the video. We're just going to have to get some basic information like name, email address, phone number. That's just so we can contact you to give you your cooler if you win.
Okay. Yeah, we're not giving away that information at all.
No,
No.
definitely not. We're not going to sell it, but there is a QR code on the screen. You can scan that. That will take you to our YouTube channel, so it'll make it easy to subscribe. So,
Perfect. Okay, great. And so this cooler is very patriotic looking, perfect for
yes,
this season, right?
It is.
And what I really like about the cooler is it is meant to dispense beverages straight out of it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, of course, you could put ice and canned items, but this is really about mixing up drinks, putting it in there, and then dispensing straight into cups. It's really cool.
Oh, yeah. You show up with this to the tailgate, you'll be the coolest guy or girl with the tailgate.
Okay, well, we hope that you will subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we thank you for doing that, and we hope that you will be the winner of this RTIC Cooler.
Yes.
All right, what are we talking about today?
On today's episode, we're going to be talking about selling on a budget. Small updates that'll make a big impact on the value of the home. I'd like to maybe do a few things to my house, but you just don't always have the budget, so.
Yep. So also, if you don't have the budget, sometimes people don't have time to do a
It's
whole
true.
lot of things. But I think it's important. Your home is most people's biggest investment. We talk
Yes.
about that all the time. And you need to keep your investment fresh, clean, and keep its value up. And by making some improvements just while you're living there and enjoying them yourselves, it will keep your house at its top value. Also, you never know when you might have to sell. So if you keep your house up to date, clean, fresh, and something comes up and a job switch or you've got to move and relocate, you're already several steps ahead to making your house ready to market.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, you just never know what happened. Like you mentioned, like a job change or something. Like, could be that gets stressful. So don't need any more stress.
Yeah. So, and we're not talking about 10,000 or more. We're really talking about things that you can do for hopefully more like 5,000 and under.
Yeah.
And obviously if you did all the things we're going to mention, you would probably go over that amount, but we're talking about maybe doing one or two of these items, maybe yearly, and just keeping your house up to date and fresh. So let's get into it. So what are some of the things that we would suggest and that we have researched that do the best for homeowners
Well,
on a budget?
I'm going to start out with one of your favorites, paint. That goes a long ways.
It does. I love paint.
Yeah.
So paint is the quickest way to change the way a room looks, or if you're talking exterior, the way a house looks. When things start getting dingy, dirty, it's time to clean them.
Right. And, something else you could paint is your front door. That's the first thing people see when they go into the home. So if your door is dingy, you might want to go to paint on it.
Yeah. Different trends come and go, and it seems like a lot of paint trends, home design trends, they stay 5 to 10 years on average. That around 5 years, a few more. They're normally played out after 10 years, but they do overlap. Like the new trend will come in and people are still doing the last trend.
Right.
So nobody get their feelings hurt if we say anything, because obviously your taste, your home is the right decision.
Right.
We're talking more about what is trending now, but also that is kind of tried and true. I don't like to make my house trendy at all.
Mm.
Uh, I dress the same way. I want to look nice. Um, I don't want to look out of date, but I want my clothes to be able to wear them for 2 or 3 years, not just for a season. So, I'm more of the I don't know, what do you call that?
I don't know, but to kind of get off
Conservative?
topic a little bit. I'm going on vacation next week, and so I was needing like a new swimsuit. And I'm not a fan of the new trend of the shorts for the guys. Like they're kind of like the shorts like Larry Bird used to
They're
wear back
fitted
in the.
and short.
Yeah, they're very short. Yeah,
I don't know. I
I don't
kind
know.
of I
Yeah,
kinda like it, but I get it. I don't
right.
think,
Yeah,
most there's a lot of people who won't do that if they're I don't know how old I d
yeah,
get myself in trouble. So,
yeah. No worries.
um, anyways, yeah, but they're cute. They're cute little shorts.
Mhm.
Okay, so what we're talking about on paint is freshening up the walls with neutral colors, things that, could be appealing to lots of people. I think that a neutral color wall, uh, is not a boring choice. I think that it's a smart choice. If I need to change my couch, I probably have more options. I can do a punch of color with the artwork on my walls, the throw pillows on the furniture, same thing in our bedrooms with different quilts and comforters. So I think clean, neutral, white, light, and muted is what's really in style. Whites are back in style.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah, you're totally right about that. Like if you want to change out like a couch or something, it's going to be a lot easier if the colors are neutral.
it is, it is. Then also when you're thinking about paint, don't forget that you need to be touching up those baseboards
Hmm.
and any trim that you have, window trim, if you've got crown molding, all of that needs to be touched up. Your crown and your windows normally don't get too beat up, but the baseboards, brooms and vacuums, Roombas, whatever you have, are always bouncing into those, and they get scuffed and looking more dirty. So, baseboards to me have to be painted more often than anything in a house.
Yeah, you're totally right. Like, yeah, the Roomba ramming into them and, the vacuums hitting them and all that. Yeah, definitely touch them up. The little things turn out to be the big things, because people notice that kind of stuff. You may not think it's a big deal, but people notice.
Yeah. Also, make sure that you write down the paint color. You write down whether it's oil based or latex,
Yes.
whether it's satin, semi-gloss, whatever, because when you know exactly the paint that you use, color, matte, things like that, you can easily go back through those baseboards every couple of years and just clean them, put another coat on there, and it's beautiful.
Right.
So,
Yeah. It makes it easy for the, people like at Lowe's and Home Depot, that's mixing your paint. So,
yeah, Sherwin-Williams.
oh, yeah, I love them. They're
Shout out
good.
to Sherwin-Williams.
Yes.
Okay, so the next one, I love this
Yeah, the next one, update your lighting. It's something I need to do in my own home, but, yeah, update your lighting. Fixtures that go in and out of style, and that's something quick and easy, and also a lot of times with the LEDs and the new stuff, it'll help brighten things.
Yeah. So we are fixing our lighting situation at our house. I love light fixtures, ceiling fans, lamps, all that kind of thing. And so we are taking out the ceiling fans in two of our rooms that my last two kiddos who moved out, reclaiming those rooms. I've talked about that before. Um,
Nice.
Painting them and did the trim paint, and we're gonna get the carpet came out, we're putting new flooring in, and we've got 2 new ceiling fans.
Oh,
Uh, my husband said, "Get a ceiling fan without a
mm,
light,"
okay.
and I'm like, "Okay," and he's in the electrical business, so
Right.
I thought, "Okay." I did find a ceiling fan, though, that was very, very attractive to me, and it did have some lights, but it's not the old 5 blade with the three, little lamp sconces coming out the
Yeah.
bottom, which we all have. I just literally took them down. There's nothing wrong with those, but I went for something a little more cute, I guess, or
Yeah.
attractive. And then also we are switching out our hallway lights. And we had those lights. We had those lights, the lights that everybody
Oh.
has,
Oh, the boob light?
the boob lights. Yep.
Yes.
And so we got two hanging fixtures for our hallway that I'm very excited about. I like the finish, and it just seems to tie in all my other lighting choices. We remodeled something about 5 years ago. It's just bringing it down the hallway. Um, Similar things, and so the flow's better. Um, and if you look long enough, you're going to find something you really like, and it may not be outrageous.
Oh, yeah.
I did not want to spend $600 on a ceiling fan. It drove me nuts trying to find a good ceiling fan.
Oh, I was at a house one time. They had the coolest ceiling fan ever. Like, I don't know, like, you know how like the normal ceiling fans are like that and they spin around. This, like, it was like a windmill, like it was on the side,
Yeah.
like a little water
Sometimes they look
paddle.
like airplane, what
Yeah.
is that? The prop, or
Yeah, like
or
yeah.
the prop on a boat, or yeah.
Yep.
Um
So cool.
there are some really neat looking ones. I still was looking for attractive, pretty bedroom,
Right.
so I really like it, and sometime maybe I'll share what that looks like. I do have a before picture, so I'll get it after, but that's easy to me to change those out. If you don't know how to change a move, because you should, if you don't know what you're doing, you need to pay someone who does. Um, Changing out a ceiling fan really quick for electrician to come in and out, right?
Right. Yeah.
But I always say bundle what you're doing. If you're going to bring a plumber in, if you're going to bring an
Yep.
electrician in, figure out everything you might want them to do. So it's one time coming, getting all
Yep.
these done. It costs you a little more in that one time to do a
Mm.
bunch, but it's not a bunch of service calls.
Yep. One service call and you can get it all.
Yeah. And they can fix out switches, outlets, fans,
Yeah, that's
fixtures.
that's something easy too, like switchblade covers.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
So that's, thinking about that with when we talk about lighting, you want to make sure your light switches match the
yes.
color of those. The light switches should match the outlet covers.
Yep.
Now light switches, you used to be able to, with dimmers, push the little round thing and turn it.
Yep.
Now you got the little slide dimmer
Yeah.
on the switch. And I mean, that's not new, but they're just getting sleeker and I guess more nondescript.
I kind of feel like everything's on a cycle, like what's old is new again. Like it kind of comes back around eventually if you wait long.
Do you have dimming lights in your house?
No, I do
Oh, you
not.
got to do it. We have dimmers in every room,
Yeah.
including our bathroom.
Yeah.
And the hallway lights were just switched out from the
Mhm.
boob lights to the, I don't know, architectural hanging lights. I don't know what they're called.
Maybe like pendulum?
They're like pendant. They're kind of
Pendant
pendant. Yeah.
lights,
Yeah.
maybe. Yeah.
We went ahead and put dimmers there just because the hall is very dark without any direct lighting. And, you know, before it was light on, bright,
Yeah.
light off, dark. And so now we have dimmers on our hall lights. So it's kind of exciting.
Yeah, I think some dimmers would do me good. I think.
So, dimmers can be used with like any light fixture.
Right.
So you could keep your light fixtures and change out the light switches and add dimmers. So
Yeah.
neat little update there. Um, what about, well, we talked this one to death though, right?
Yeah, we did on the last episode. You need to clean and declutter. We did a whole episode about that, so we're not going to go like too far into it. That's something that doesn't cost a lot, and then it really helps.
Little elbow grease. So before we were talking about actual cleaning, um, when you start a little home improvement project, does it ever domino into other things?
Oh yeah, it
Yeah.
does. We started with countertops. Now we're working on painting the cabinets and cleaning the cabinets. It just seems like it's like a snowball, you
Yeah.
know?
But you get some momentum, and
Yeah.
sometimes it's not even big jobs. I've been painting these rooms, and Eric's like, I'm switching out the lights in the hallway." And I'm
Yeah.
like, "We are?" And I was so excited that
Yeah.
he was the instigator of that.
Right.
And then,
The one time it's good to be an instigator.
yeah, yeah. And then, we were just working last week at doing some cleanup things, and, Father's Day, Sunday, Eric is taking everything out of his closet.
Yeah.
I mean, everything. It was in the bathroom, on the floor, it was on my sink countertop, it was on the bed in the other room.
So
He had things
voluntarily, you're
spread.
not kicking him out, right?
No,
Okay.
but I could not believe how much stuff he had in his closet. And he said, "This is the first time I've cleaned my closet in the 7 years that I've had it." And it was tons. And when he was done, he was so excited how it looked. He didn't say it, of course,
Yeah,
but you could
yeah,
tell he was. And then, of course, I walked through and I'm like, "Wow, it looked
yeah.
great." So all that was cleaning out stuff and getting rid of stuff that he just had to decide it's not worth keeping anymore.
Right. Yeah.
And so, he took, I think, 4 garbage bags of clothes to and items that we could donate, and then we had a whole 'nother bag of just junk, garbage, kinda things. But so that was great. So keeping closets clean, you said kitchen cabinets?
We've been working on our cabinets and, we had like 2 or 3 junk drawers going because of me, not because of my wife. But anyway, we were going through it and we had like like the little beer koozies that everybody gives you.
Yes.
I had one
You
from
need
like prom in '04, and she's like, "Is this like sentimental to you?" I was like, "No, get rid of it." That was hard for me because I was like, somebody could use this, but then
Yeah.
I was like, who's gonna care about that but me?
Once they get dingy, it's so easy for me to throw away,
Yeah.
or if there's something kind of broke or cracked, I can get rid of it, but some things are sentimental.
No.
So, okay, so let's move on, and we'll just touch quickly on this one, curb appeal.
Yes, first impressions matter.
So that again is pulling up to the house, you're having friends over, it's almost twilight, and we have solar lights up.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah, I went to Costco
Yeah.
about a month ago,
Yeah.
and they had these really pretty lantern stake solar lights,
Uh,
and, like, down from $40 to 25.
oh, wow.
I bought 2 packs of 4,
Mhm.
wasn't sure the spacing or whatever, put them out there even on either side, the front, uh, the sidewalk, on either side of the sidewalk leading to our front door. It looks so just welcoming.
Yeah.
It's like Christmas trees in the front window in December, only
Oh,
it's my
yeah.
solar lights, and I get to keep them out, like, all year long.
Yeah, it's gonna look like a runway, land a plane out there.
So, $50,
Yeah.
and it brings me great joy, and I
Yeah.
think it looks
If it
good.
makes you happy, that's
It
all that matters.
it does light up the sidewalk a bit
I'll bet that looks
for those
great.
kids that are coming home really late. Alright, so, yeah, and then keep those landscape neat and clean, blow off your front porch, sweep your front
Mhm.
porch. I bet I sweep my front porch 4 out of 7 days a week.
Yeah, yeah, it gets dusty, grass
Yeah.
clippings.
We're
Yeah.
kind of a wind tunnel where we live, and
Mm.
so things blow up out of my landscape. I've got to push them back into the landscape. Things dry up, and this heat, got to get rid of all dead little foliage or whatever. But
Oh, yeah.
keep it looking clean. It's a great welcome home when you come home to a neat, clean house.
Oh, yeah, and also have the yard mowed, trim the shrubs, so
Yep.
just, I know it's kinda hard for everybody to mow right now, all the rain, and I'm not hounding you, but mow it when you can.
Front porch. You talked about already though painting that door.
Mhm.
I think I've said this before. I think I've painted my front door in 20 years 5 times. I really like the color now,
Mhm.
but even with cleaning it and hosing it off, it's
Right.
looking drab. So I'm gonna have to do it again.
Yeah, depending on which way your house faces, the sun can, like, really hammer down on
Yeah,
it. Like, I
yeah,
have a stained front door, and I put door sunblock on. They sell it, so
yeah.
keeps it
Cool.
from fading and having to restain it.
No idea they had that.
Yeah,
That's
me
awesome.
either, till I got tired of restaining.
Okay, so to go with your kitchen painting cabinets, are you gonna take care of your hardware? Switch your hardware out?
Already took care of it, yeah, so that's already done. I got them. put on a few years ago, we updated that, so I think we're gonna go back with the same hardware, just need a coat of paint.
So hardware is your drawer pulls and your
Yep.
knobs, um,
Hinges too.
hinges. Yep, you want it all to match. And I think that really, um, if you're going to change out your hardware, whatever the finish is, you want to make sure that it kind of goes with the rest of the kitchen. You don't necessarily have to match your stainless steel
Right.
appliances, but you do probably want to have a faucet that is complementary, the same kind of finish
Uh,
on your faucet.
yeah, so, like, if you have brushed nickel knobs, maybe get a brushed nickel faucet.
Yeah. Someone chime in on that if I'm wrong, because I'm sure not a designer, but I look at stuff all the time. And I feel like I have really good taste,
Yeah.
even if my house doesn't reflect it.
That's funny. I think it's probably fine, but, I've been seeing a lot of, gold
Yes.
knobs, and, like, they have, like, the gold faucet, blue cabinets. Yeah.
And
Maybe white
I
marble.
think I would have, when I first got married, I think we saw gold from like the 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
And it was like, ew. And everything needed to be brushed nickel,
Yep.
I think. And, it's silver finishes when we were first getting, making our home the way we wanted it
Mhm.
to be. And now gold has been in for a few years. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think it looks really sharp.
nickel, you're out.
Nickel, you're out.
Yeah.
Not in my house,
Yeah, not of mine
but
either.
I have been adding some gold touches. Um, Bathroom touch-ups. Okay, so no remodel needed.
Okay.
I painted those 2 bedrooms,
Yep.
right? And we're getting new flooring. Well, one of the bathrooms is a Jack and Jill bath.
Oh,
So
okay.
I have to, of course, bring that paint through the bathroom.
Mhm.
So there's my one little rehab to the bathroom. And when we did some remodeling 6 or 7 years ago, we changed the bathroom a little bit, and there's one little single sink area, and then there is the shower, toilet, and another sink on the other side of the same big bathroom, and it does have a door separating. Um, one of my cabinets was stained wood, and the new cabinet we put when we rehabbed the bathroom and did new
Okay.
floors, had a really pretty, it was a colored finish. So now I am using my little paint wheel from Sherwin-Williams, and I'm gonna match up the color the closest I can to that newer cabinet color. It's kind of a muted green, moss green. I'm gonna do that
I bet
stained
that's
in the
pretty.
same color because they're truly only about, they're on either side of the wall, 3 feet apart. And sometimes you could see both, but most people wouldn't. But I'm gonna go ahead and match it all up.
Oh, okay.
So, and my floor guy who came in to do the measuring for our floor order told me that, when I was telling what I was gonna do in the bathroom, he said, "Do you know you could take those doors off, take a picture of the new cabinet doors, and there's a guy in Hot Springs that will just make you 2 new doors with the exact same style as the cabinet door of what I replaced." Well, then
No
it's
way,
gonna look
that's
like it's
cool.
the same cabinets.
Yeah, that's so cool.
So I don't know what that's gonna cost yet, but I'm gonna look into it.
Oh,
We'll
okay.
see. I'm not sure I'm gonna do it, but we will check into it. So
And, something for the bathroom that's cheaper than that, just replace your shower curtain.
yeah, you're right. They can get nasty.
They can,
They
yeah.
can get nasty. Okay, so yeah, bathroom touch-ups. People have done things to bleach their grout if they can. I've heard of people putting some kind of sealant or almost like it's they're painting the grout to make it all even and not look so stained if it is. Uh, some people even remove grout and have it regrouted.
Yeah, I've seen that, but I've also and I can't remember the exact it may be called, like, grouties. There's people that make different, like, cleaners for your grout, and they sell, like, a special brush, and you can, like, clean your
Yeah,
grout. So
yeah. You don't want to have nasty looking bathroom
no, you do
grout.
not.
Okay, so then we've kind of covered kitchen mini makeover with the deep clean the cabinets
Yep.
and painting them. You're painting all of your cabinets?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, all of them. So when we moved in, they're just stained cabinets. I don't think they've ever been updated. We put some new hardware on them a few years ago, but now we're in the process of, taking some stuff off and getting ready to paint them. So,
Okay. I did that during COVID, and it was a big job, but it
yeah,
had
I'll
a
bet.
great result. It made my kitchen lighter and brighter, and I had stained maple cabinets, and they were beautiful. But you know,
Yeah.
18 years of them, I kind of wanted white cabinets,
Right.
and so I did that, and I really, with the right kind of paint, and definitely do your research, find out about the sanding,
Yes.
how to apply the paint. You're going to sand it again. You're going to paint again. I
Mhm.
mean, change your sandpaper. You know all about paint, don't you?
I
But
sure
like
do. Yeah.
going to a finer, finer, finer
Yep.
until it's really smooth. It is worth the process, even though it is a decent amount of work.
It is. Yeah. And then plus, like, you don't want to do all that work and just fall off. So, yeah,
Yeah,
do
yeah.
your research.
And you want it to be able to clean up nice, and a smooth finish is what cleans up nice.
Yeah. And they have some special paints, like you probably asked, like Sherwin-Williams,
Yeah.
that'll stick to the stain without sanding, and then some you have to sand. So, like, definitely ask the pros there.
I did get special paint for my cabinets, and when it dries, it's so much smoother.
Yeah.
Um, but I still sanded. I didn't fully trust that somehow we're rough. We do a lot of cooking.
Yeah.
Somehow we would have scraped it and it would have shown.
Yeah.
But
That
do
wouldn't have
do
been good.
do what you want to do. Do what you
Yeah.
want to do. Okay, so flooring fixes. So what can we do? The easiest thing to do to your carpet and floor is
Shampoo it.
shampoo, clean
Yeah.
it. Yeah. Get some with my tile floor, we mop every week.
Yeah.
I have to mop I have to do a quick little mop with my spin mop
Yep. I got
multiple
one of those
times a
too. I like
week.
it.
Yeah, that's just like the little quick touch up to me, but I'm going to mop every week. And then probably every other month, every 6 weeks, I'm going to get a hot bucket of water
Mhm.
with some cleaner in it. And I'm going to get a rough rag, and I'm actually going to get on my hands and knees and scrub that floor with a rough rag. Now, why? Because it will get more stuff off than any mop and than any little swippy thing or whatever. I don't use a Swiffer. I'm sorry.
I do.
We are way too dirty. The Swiffer would have to be changed like every 3 shoves.
Yeah.
Um, and I sweep my floor every day.
Yeah. So I got the O-Cedar spin mop, and once I get to spinning, it's a lot of fun. I really don't want to stop. But I also have their like version of the Swiffer too, so I use a combo.
Yeah.
But
We've got 2 dogs. We do not have 5 kids living at home anymore, but we did. We're in and out constant, and
yeah,
so I have to sweep my floor with a broom, sweep every day, dust at least every other day on surfaces like that. The little spin is fun to use for
oh
touch
yeah,
ups.
yeah,
So that's my quick thing. And then I use a regular mop once a week. But the hands and knees thing, when you get down there, you realize how much you've missed. It may not be visual from a standing position, but you get down there and you're like, oh, ooh, scrape,
oh,
scrape, scrape, scrub, scrub, scrub. And I'm telling you, when you do that kind of clean and it dries,
hmm.
you can tell the difference.
Hey, I'm gonna give you like a tip, and you may already know about this, but they have these brushes you can put on your drill, and they're for like cleaning.
Mhm.
Like you can clean your shower with them. They got all different attachments.
Yeah.
It's super handy.
Special brushes.
Yeah.
Okay. So obviously, let's clean the floors, clean the carpets. They suggest every 6 months to have your carpets cleaned.
Yeah, I
Uh,
don't have any carpet.
We should have researched that. I feel like that does not happen for most homes. I used to own my own carpet cleaner, and I did do it every 6 months when I owned my own carpet cleaner. It went defunct. I paid a professional to do it.
Mm,
I don't know if it was every 6 months then, but pretty close. And then we got rid of most of our carpet too. Uh, just allergies, dogs. But now we chase dust bunnies
mhm.
and little fur bunnies all
Oh,
over the
yeah.
house. So,
You see it, when you have, like, hardwoods
yeah,
or, like, the laminate and all that.
yeah. Okay, so what's number 9? We've got light staging. So what are they talking about with light staging?
I don't know. I was hoping you knew.
Well, I think they're talking more about like where you place your lamps and where the light sits in the room.
Oh, yeah.
Every once in a while you'll go into a space and there's like 3 lamps over here and that corner is so much brighter and everything over here is dark. And to me, I notice that I'm a light person though.
Mhm.
I want even lighting throughout the house or throughout a room. Um, and so I think they're talking about light placement as far as lamps and things like that, but also uh, your ceiling lights,
Mhm.
your okay, hello, the recessed lighting. Okay, recessed lighting. Sometimes you go into a place and it's a room this size, which is probably 14 by 14, and you'll see 8 can lights or
Yeah.
recessed lights. That is too many. I'm sorry, it is. Um,
Maybe you could use your dimmer and dim them.
well, you can, but you don't need that many. And
Yeah.
so just research for a certain space and what you're wanting them for, how many you should use. Don't get like crazy, like, let's have them everywhere. It's just too much lighting.
Yeah.
And you might have to always leave it on dim or medium
Yeah,
dim
it may be
if you put too much.
uncomfortable, like, it being so bright because these new LEDs are so bright.
Yeah. Yeah. I think there was a while about 20 years ago where people were putting too many
Yeah.
I call them can lights in.
Yeah, that's what I call them too.
And so I think that you just sometimes less is more on those kind of things.
Something people don't think about. I mean, you could just open your blinds up, like, a little bit.
I love my blinds open.
Yeah.
Yeah. So also rearranging your furniture, it is still nice to have soft lights. So a lamp near a couch or maybe by your reading chair. People like that
Yeah,
read do want a lamp.
I love my lamp by my chair. Like, that's what I'll use. Like, a lot of times I'll just turn all the lights out and just have that. It's just nice and comforting.
Yeah. Yeah. So I have different light levels that I for different things.
Yeah.
And so if I'm reading, I want enough light to see my book, but that doesn't mean I want the whole room lit up.
Right.
In the evening, I kind of like once the sun's gone down, I don't want bright light like this room. I want it a little more dim, comfortable. I want to take it down a notch and just start
Yeah.
filling. But I've got to have enough light right next to me, so I have a lamp to
Yep.
be able to see if I'm reading anything, phone, book, whatever. All right. Well, we've covered a lot of things. I feel like just a couple things I mention, um, just to put a list out there. Um, I think that I've noticed neighbors replacing garage doors, and I'm like, it's a garage door, but oh my gosh, that looks so good.
Yeah. Yeah. If you can't afford to replace it, maybe just paint it. Or they have like stick on hardware that kind of looks cool. It's
Just to
kind of
give it
neat.
a little pizzazz.
Yeah, give it a little pizzazz, a little
Y-
flair.
Yeah. Um, if your siding's looking tired and it's starting to look worn out even after it's power washed, because you
Yeah.
should clean off your siding every year, especially that north facing siding that always gets green. That's because it
Yes.
doesn't get as much direct sun. When it's wet, the wet stays there longer and it makes what I call like algae or mold or mildew. It's green
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you've got to clean that off every year.
Yep.
You don't want it to stain. Um, Other than that, I feel like, we've kind of covered everything. We didn't talk about door handles
Oh,
to your
yeah.
bedrooms or to the front door or things like that, but that can make a big difference. Replacing just normal knobs with maybe something that you think matches your decor or your design
Yeah,
better now.
well, maybe you have like a brass knob and you painted your door a different color and you just want to like put the appropriate knob that matches, because that's the first impression, the front door.
Yeah.
And then, through the house, that's something cheap that you could replace. Then too bad.
Yeah. So we've covered a lot. So painting, if you do it yourself, you can save tons of money. And my suggestion is, because I have painted my house, I painted it when we built it. I have painted and painted and painted my house. I'm talking interior. We have siding on the outside and some stone. I do a room at a time. I use a good quality paint so that I only have to do 2 coats.
Oh,
I'm not painting over red or charcoal gray, because then you still might need to do a 3rd coat if you're doing
mm.
a light. But a higher quality paint that does cost more is going to cover and go on so much better. It's going to spread more. A gallon of that is going to go farther than your cheap thin paint.
I agree. Paint is something like you definitely get what you pay for. So it's definitely worth the investment there. It's going to save you time. You'll get done quicker.
And the money. So I got an estimate one time. Um, we were going to go ahead and have something painted while we were going to be gone for a week, and $8,000,
Yikes.
and not more than like 2 rooms, but they were big rooms. It was the living
Yeah.
room in the front, and it's open space, so it was decent square footage. But um, do you know what it cost me to do it?
A couple $100.
No, no, because I use good paint. It still was $1,600 for me to paint myself,
Okay.
but $8,000 versus 16. So when you
Yeah.
go to a good paint store and it's your first time, don't lose your mind when they tell you that this gallon of paint is $100.
Yeah.
Here's some secrets. 5-gallon buckets are cheaper than one.
Okay.
If you need to go in knowing your square footage of the room. So tell them the dimensions. So
Mhm.
you got to measure it. Tell them you're going over dark paint or light paint. Lighter, you probably won't have to prime it or anything. And give them all that information, and they'll tell you if you are into your paint 3 gallons, or they go 3, maybe 4. Ask them what the 5-gallon price is.
Okay.
Most of the time, it's going to be cheaper than getting individual gallons, and you're going to have extra, and extra is good, okay? Because I put paint on pretty, I'm pretty liberal with my paint. Um, it's going to go on there, it's going to dry beautiful, but I put a good coat of paint on when I paint a wall. So doing it yourself is going to save you money. And then I set myself a goal. I told you here in the office, everybody, that I wanted to get the 2 bedrooms, the bathroom, and probably my dining room painted. And I'm giving myself 6 months to do it. Now, that does not mean it's taking me 6 months to paint. It's 6 months to have it all done. So I did one room, and I waited 3 weeks, almost 4 weeks to go over to the next. And now I've got to do the bathroom.
Okay.
And then I'm going to give myself a little break during the summer. And probably toward the end of the summer, August, I'm going to go ahead and do the dining room. And I'll have it done in 6 months. I bet I saved myself, I guarantee I saved myself at least 7 or 8,000 by
Is
doing it myself.
is there any incentive for getting it done early, or is there any kind of penalty if you don't hit the 6-month mark?
I, well, I will hit the six.
Okay.
I say that unless something happens. Yeah, that hopefully nothing happens
Yeah.
that would keep me from physically being able to do it or emotionally being able to
That's
do it.
funny.
But no, because I gave myself a very lenient to do all that is actually a lot of times 6 months.
Yeah.
So, but no, I should get it. And then I guess the reward is just every time I paint a room, it is instant gratification.
Oh, yeah. You go in there and just like, I was like, "Oh, I
It's
did this."
so
Yeah.
clean, and I'm like, "Oh my goodness," it's like a total
It's very rewarding.
refresh.
Yeah.
It looks totally different. You can change the way a room looks by paint. It's just amazing.
Oh, yeah.
And I painted my first room white
Mhm.
in probably 30 years. I haven't used white on the walls. And I painted a bedroom white because it just had a north facing window, a single window. So it's my dimmer room.
Yep.
And I was putting white on the wall, and I'm like, oh Lord,
Uh,
oh
yeah.
Lord. And I
White.
didn't want it to look gray white, and I didn't want it to be yellow white. And I picked a great white, and the great white, and it looks great. And I'm so glad I did.
Yeah, white's been on the outs for a little some time now, but it's coming back.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I'm excited.
Yeah.
Well, so we've given a lot of suggestions. Painting was probably the most expensive suggestion we made.
Right.
And so now you know it can be expensive. Oh, another thing, buy the paint. Even if you don't add the color to it, you can buy the paint ahead of time. Don't touch it, don't open it. Get it when it's 30% off at Sherwin-Williams or Bear or all these Ace Hardware. They all have different sales at different times of year. They're normally the same time every year. So you
Uh-huh.
can ask the salesman, when is your friends and family sale? When is your big paint sale? And they will tell you. And you can buy that paint then and save yourself a lot of money.
And then have it tinted later? Is
Yeah,
that what you're saying?
so, like,
Okay.
if I know what paint I like to use on the
Okay.
walls of my house, and it is, for Sherwin-Williams, the most expensive paint, and they just had their sale. It was 30 and 40% off at the store, 2 weeks ago. You can get that in just like the most common white, and then later add the color.
Okay.
Or I know the color and I'm not ready to do it, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it. And they will trade out your bucket too. Like if I don't need the bright white base,
Ah,
and
okay.
maybe there's different color base paints. So I need something else. As long as it's not been open and it's real obvious, they will trade that out. I hope they do that for everybody.
Yeah, yeah.
I kind of feel like maybe I have a close relationship with them, and
Yeah,
I hope
maybe
that's
so.
not just something
Getting over on the
maybe I
paint
have it
store.
in with the paint
Oh,
store.
yeah.
I don't know. But definitely get it when it's on sale and you will save even more money.
Oh, yeah. Well, before we sign off, is there anything else you wanna talk about?
I guess I just want to go back to this cooler right here is our
Oh,
giveaway.
yes, that's our
And
giveaway.
so we are wanting more subscribers for our YouTube channel. Um, and we hope that you will go subscribe. And if you do subscribe, you might as well like the giveaway video, comment on that video. There is an entry form that would give information that if you win this cooler, we'll be able to actually contact you and send it. It's not information that we would use in any other way or to share with other people.
We're not gonna sell your information.
Yes, we would like to get a bigger following, but we're not going to be that big where we are selling it to other people.
Right.
The deadline is it's go ahead and enter now and enter all the way to July 31st, and we'll have to wait till I come back from my little trip to announce it August 11th. And we hope you win this and make a fabulous drink and then shoot us a photo or a video of
Yeah.
what you've used it for.
Or leave it in the comment what you used it for.
Yeah, I would take this anywhere.
Yeah.
Tailgating, I would take it to a baseball game with, of course, the right appropriate drink mix in there. You might
Right.
do a peach Palmer, you might do sweet tea, whatever, lemonade, and then all the other mixes. It's definitely it would be a margarita cooler for me in the summer by the pool,
Yeah.
if I had friends and things like that. And really neat cooler.
It
So
really is. We got a QR code on there, so scan that. It'll take you right to our YouTube channel, and you can, start signing up and leave us that comment if there's any questions you want us to answer, like in a future episode of Keeping It Real Estate. But until next time, I'm Kevin B. McPherson,
I'm Rebecca Seiler.
and we're keeping it real estate.